What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute. Look who I have.
So long.
Got Tako with me. What's up, Tako?
Hi, everyone.
We are back for McTako podcast. I don't even know what number we're on now. I think we made it through quite a few of them. I don't remember the exact number. I don't think that's important. I think today's episode is going to be more about just talking about where we've been, what we're doing, the future, and that kind of thing. Big day here at DD today was. We had the official ribbon cutting at the new warehouse, the 80,000 square foot warehouse.
So big.
And it was huge. We had the Chamber of Commerce come to town, come to the warehouse. The city all was here. I mean, everybody was here. It was huge. Official ribbon cutting. We did some speeches, had some cookies and some drinks, and it was great.
How were the cookies?
Delicious. I still have one in my office. I should probably go get it.
Was it though? I walked by like a blue icing.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. There was icing.
Okay.
There was chocolate. I mean, there was all kind of cookies.
Oh gosh.
We rolled out the red carpet for the cookies for sure for this event. But we are at the warehouse right now. We're actually in the media room, and it may sound a little echoey in here. Probably does, but you know what? That's all part of the McTako podcast.
Yep. You're just gonna have to deal with it. We are.
I mean, we are for sure.
For however long.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll get better. But Tako, what have you been up to for the last, say, I don't know, 7 months?
Oh my gosh. So I had to kind of get right with myself. So I actually quit. If you guys didn't know, I quit DD. Right after DDO, just wasn't feeling like I was doing and going the right way in my life personally. So, stepped back and didn't really do a whole lot. I'm good at doing side jobs, so I found a bunch of side jobs to do. That kept me busy. During that time, I found faith in God, and that's been something that I've really been putting to the forefront of a lot of the things that I've been doing, decisions I've been making. Just making sure that God's first and not me, my own personal, things that I think are right versus, what could be not. All right. Either way. So.
Either way.
Yeah. Either way. I got confused with what I was saying, but.
You were off the grid for quite some time.
Yeah. So I got rid of the cell phone. We kind of dabble on Facebook here and there. Because we still have a device, but just no cell phone access. So we went to straight.
It's like your computer at this point, right?
Yeah.
It's just like an iPhone that you hook up to your Wi-Fi, and then you can still message and all that.
Yeah. So I don't really say I have a cell phone because I can't use it for calling. FaceTime for sure. We still have Wi-Fi. I didn't go super Stone Age, but
right.
Still have Wi-Fi, and we just I just focused on family time. Being home with my girls. Not caring as much about here's this easy paycheck that was coming all the time, because obviously it wasn't an easy job that I was doing before, but it kind of sometimes you get into that mindset, I think, when you're working full time a lot. And for me personally, I make the decision that if I'm not feeling good about something, I need to make that transformational change immediately, and that's kind of what happened. Unfortunately, DD was on the other side of that. We all still have a great relationship. Jeremy and I, really good friends. Obviously, Eric and I, great friends still. So we're going to talk a little bit, I feel about why McTako is starting back up and kind of getting back involved in that. But really, I over the last 7 months, I've just been kind of hiding. And now I'm just starting to wake back up again.
So over the last 7 months, how much disc golf have you played?
Oh, honestly, I think I played probably 20 rounds, 25 rounds.
That's a decent amount, right?
Well, probably more than that, because I played in a couple leagues.
Yep, I remember that. Yeah.
All right, so I lied on the 25 rounds.
It's not like I haven't seen Tako over the last 7 months either.
No.
We would play rounds at league and whatnot, but my schedule has been busy with team stuff, which we'll get into, and course design. My goodness, course design is just
explosion.
I need to clone myself. It's crazy.
There's so many. It's every time I felt every time I talk to you, you were like, "Oh, I'm about to go here," or "I just got back from here."
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, lots of traveling here lately. I went out to the USDGC and hung out and supported the players, which was cool. First tournament I'd been to in a while.
Yeah.
I was at the Music City Open for a couple days. Now I was there for a trade show for course design and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been a crazy busy year for me as well. But continue on. How many rounds have you played? What's your golf game like? I feel like you're killing it, honestly.
Yeah. Also, like there was like I think it was, what league was that? The Thursday league.
Thursday night handicap.
Thursday night
singles.
league that Tammy and Todd were running, and so I'd go out there, and luckily Eric didn't show up a lot, and I was able to, usually shoot pretty high. The handicap league, this particular type of league is, if you shoot over par an average amount of times on this certain layout of this course, then you start at a certain amount under par, whatever that average is.
Yep.
If you shoot 5 over par all the time, you're going to start at 5 under. And then basically you play a normal round, and then that handicap is applied at the end, and then that's your raw score, I guess, or your handicap score.
Right.
But like Eric and I...
We would win. We would come out and just shoot hot fire and actually win the handicap at a 0 handicap. I almost feel like with that handicap system, you and I probably should have started the round a couple strokes over par.
Yeah,
probably. Instead of being scratch, we should probably be 1, maybe 2 over starting the round. Maybe it depends on the course. Like Jones West, 100%. Jones East, maybe scratch. And then Pan, I think it makes sense to be at like 1 or 2 over as well. Yeah.
So like at first, before the league actually started, I thought that's kind of how it was, because I started in San Angelo knowing about a handicap league because they ran one out there. And, I remember Nick Routon, who's now like, 1,000 rated disc golfer out of West Texas.
Good dude.
Super, solid player. But that kid was starting at like 7 over par. Yeah. And still coming out and beating everybody.
That's crazy.
Like, oh, he's so good.
That is so crazy.
You throw it like, are you going to go around where you don't ace? Like the dude would hit aces all the time and just be like that guy that everybody wanted to beat.
Right.
But yeah, because you weren't here this year, I was kind of like that guy. Like, if you got me, you did good. Or maybe I just did really bad because I'm still an amateur player.
No, you played well. You beat me straight up 2 of the last 3 weeks, probably. Something like that, maybe. Maybe rounds. 3 of the last 4. I don't remember. I know it was a couple for sure. You just came in just killing it, and I just was not killing it. But you played very well those nights, I remember. Yeah. But one cool thing about this league is they had an end-of-the-year finale at Jones Gold, and it was triples. It was a triples random draw, and then it was really bizarre how they did it. I love the concept and everything, but how they did it is whoever you partner with, that's your handicap. So like if you have 3 players that have a 10 handicap, boom, you guys are 30 under par already to start your tournament. So it's like it all depended on who partnered up. So Tako and I partnered up. It was me, you, and Josiah?
No. What was Josiah?
It was Josiah, right? Yeah, Josiah. I thought so. Us 3 partnered up, and I think Josiah had like a 2 or 3 handicap, probably.
Yeah,
maybe 3 or 4 at most.
It wasn't bad. He was
obviously,
a solid player.
we didn't get any strokes, and we literally killed it that day. Like
murdered the course.
I was throwing shots farther than I've ever thrown, I think, with Ballista Joel. Just you were hitting putt. I mean, it was crazy.
Yep.
And I think we got 3rd place.
Yeah, after the handicap, or no, we tied for 2nd, which feels like 3rd place.
It does. Let's be honest.
But the people that won, granted, started at like 25 under par.
Yeah. But no, and
it was like 20.
And it's not all about that, obviously. We still had a great time. We still made money.
Yes.
It was still got to play Jones Gold. I remember it was a beautiful day, and it was just an all around great time. So shout out to Todd and Tammy for running that league.
Thank you so much.
First off, and they're actually running another league right now in Emporia, Friday Night Lights, or Friday Night Flights, technically is what it's called. It's out at New Life Church. Starts usually at 6, I think. 6 or 7 is when they draw, and it's Glow, obviously, with the name. I haven't been out yet. I've been busy on Friday nights, but I do plan to attend. There's something about Glow, and I think playing Glow at New Life is going to be a fantastic time.
Yeah, I mean, I think I only take like 3 discs that I feel comfortable with during glow rounds.
Yep.
Ones that I could lose, or just
when you play
have more control.
When you play glow, do you take like a moonshine or a glow disc, or do you tape like a light on your disc?
No, I'm not.
I do not.
I don't like putting lights on the discs. Basically, I don't like light discs. Because there was a glow league that I played in New Mexico.
Okay.
And there would be some guys would put like lights that flashed.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! And these things would land upside down, and it's just like boom, and they're so bright, like you can see them anywhere. So you're trying to throw, and you can't.
Yeah.
But I typically use whatever glow plastic that I have.
A black light.
And sometimes I use a black light if I have them, but no, I usually use like a flashlight. I'm the cheap guy that doesn't invest in
your phone. Yeah. Turn on your phone light. You're trying to, and there's like one little streak.
So the cooler that I have works great to reflect a bunch of light.
Put a light on there or something like
I just drop it in there usually and just let it face up, and then it because all the walls inside are white. So
yeah, of course.
But yeah,
it's fantastic.
I would be the guy, but like still, I mean, I could still play, and I would be able to find my discs pretty accurately. It's actually all the lights from everything that's going on that makes it harder for me to play. I
remember I played. I used to drive up to Waterworks League every Thursday night, and Waterworks is. I mean, it's an hour. It's an hour and 45-minute commitment drive, right?
Yeah, easily.
Every Thursday, I would drive up there to play their glow league in the winter because 2 reasons: it's Waterworks, and it's Waterworks.
How like?
But no, they had a big ace pot. They always had a big ace pot, so I'd always go, and I'll never forget. I hit the ace there one night actually, and 2 quick stories on that. The ace I was playing with. I don't remember who my partner was off the top of my head. Either way, he threw his shot, and it was a pin. It was hole 13, I think it is, the one that kind of plays down and up on the backside of Waterworks. He threw his tee shot in the short pin, and I'd never played this hole. It's always in the long every time I've been there. I go, I don't know where this hole is, and I just don't know. He goes, well, you can see my light. He goes, it's a little bit past it and a little left of it. So I was like, okay. So I just threw a shot, and then you just hear, bang, your full chains, and you see the disc just spinning in the chains, and it falls in, and I think that was like a $980 ace or something like that, something just ridiculous. But that was a cool. And then the other side of things that was not as cool, I was on hole 3, and I had tape on top of my disc with my light, and I guess the tape wasn't on there very good, and I pulled my shot a little bit left, and it clipped a tree branch like up high, and it ripped the tape off.
Buzzed the tower.
The disc kept going, and the tape stuck to the tree branch. So my disc went and kept going, but my disc, my tape and light was on a tree 30 feet up in the air.
You're like, oh my gosh,
I'm
my
like,
disc is
I'm like, dude, my disc's
up there.
up there. And then somebody found the disc like further down the fairway. He's like, no, here's your disc. I was like, so I lost the light that day. But,
that is such
that's
a
my
night
glow,
round story.
That's my glow light nighttime fun times golf story. But yeah, leagues have been fun. Golf has been fun. It's awesome to have Tako back in quote studio. This is like the first time we've ever done it like here. It's always been in my basement, but we've wanted to do it here at the warehouse since we opened the warehouse. So I'm excited to finally be here, and maybe one day we'll do this out in the warehouse.
Yeah, there's less to look at in here, and I like to my eyes wander
at these bright lights that we have in the background. But
it's okay.
But let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about the future. Like what brings you back to dynamic discs?
Okay, so after more recently, I got a job working at the hibachi and sushi food truck as a cashier.
Delicious.
And I'm a great cashier at that, everyone.
You're just a great salesman.
I just like talking to people. Maybe the guys that own the food truck don't like it as much because, maybe I could hold up a line. No, I don't. I'm good at what I do, but.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, so I'm working as a cashier, and, I'm thinking about making a longer commitment with these guys, because they want me there every day, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't really want to. It's a lot of standing.
Yeah.
Just standing at the cashier. So, luckily I get a phone call at like 8 a.m. one morning, and sure enough, it was Rusco, and he's like, hey, I have this opportunity for you if you're willing to take it. So I thought about it, I prayed about it, talked to my wife about it, my family. And, you know, the opportunity was driving the Dynamic Disc RV.
Our big rig, not
the big
like,
rig.
yeah,
Yep.
the biggest rig in our fleet, I guess you would say.
Yeah, it's, you know, 36, 38 feet or something like that. And then
With a trailer.
with trailer, I think the trailer's like 6 by 12, but go around, start,
Take the family out.
Take the family with, and we're gonna, me, my family, my wife, my 2 daughters, our dogs are gonna be with us. Sorry, Rusco, in advance for the RV, but he'll be all right. I take decent care of things.
Yeah,
Most of the time.
He knows.
Some of the time.
Ralph used to cruise in the RV a lot, so
Yeah,
it'll be fun.
It's dog friendly.
And Rusco's a dog guy.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got a dog, maybe.
Starling.
I know.
Oh,
You're just like, what?
What did you say?
He's got a dog, kind of. And I was like, yeah. Because my dogs are like intense dogs.
Yeah,
They bark.
are.
I don't know if I've ever heard Starlin bark, so. It's
I
kinda
have, but she snores more than anything.
Huh.
But anyway, continue.
So we're gonna go out and we're gonna start cruising around, running events and promoting DD, and it's gonna be me and my family, and we're all gonna do it together. And we homeschool our girls, so it's
Already, so
it's
that's,
nothing changes for us really, except for, you know, maybe more natural parks and forests for
How cool is that,
our
though?
typical day.
Like-
It's awesome. We're so excited.
like field trip. Let's go check out Muir Woods. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
and both the girls.
Yosemite, like-
Yeah, so our biggest concern was like, okay, how are our kids going to feel about doing something like this? This is kind of a big commitment, and they were both like, this is a great opportunity, like for themselves. This is a
Sure.
girl speaking. It's like listening to them, you know, talk. You're like, wow, you know, Haley, who's 12, Lily's 7. You know, they're both at a really good age of
They're
understanding.
both
and-
very awesome kids too.
yeah, they're pretty legit. They got lucky. I lucked out.
Yeah,
So-
it's all Carly's genes. But
Oh my gosh, dude, yeah, no doubt, right there, no doubt.
yo,
She's like, she told me earlier too. She's like, if you guys like, you know, talk, just don't talk about me. I'm like, yeah.
couples doubles can't
Like
not talk
people,
about you.
people know this. Okay,
That's right.
People know this.
People know it.
So,
People know
anyways, we're all super soaked. Carly's like really excited about, you know, being involved, and I think what's important too for our family is that this is something that we like to be together. It's something that all of us can do together, disc golf, and I feel like we've preached it so many times that like this is a sport that everyone can do as a family. So, I think our goal while we're out there is to, you know, try to do some cool documenting of some things that we're doing. Trying to show like lifestyle, you know, it's all in the works. We're gonna do our best to just try to, you know, plan without plan.
Cool.
I mean, that's
I like it.
Such is life, right?
And obviously
So-
you'll have like stops along the way of cities, and it's not like you're just going to pull into a city and then do it. You're going to reach out to a city
Yeah.
ahead of time, and or a club, whatever it may be. But so you're going to be out doing like 2 disc challenges, just setting up shop, just having good times, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of the 2 discs challenge, or maybe some new event that Carly and I can create. You know, we have a couple ideas already of some things that we think might be fun. It'll be flex C tiers, non-sanctioned events, charity events.
That's
We'll
so
try to
awesome.
do. Yeah, you know, maybe Veterans for Vets and trilogy challenges.
challenge would be a big
Those are
one.
all things that we feel
That'd
like
be a big one to do, for sure.
I think it's really important, and you know, the plastic is gonna be spread out throughout these different communities that maybe didn't get that or don't have somebody that can take the time and actually run the event. So,
Right.
But yeah, like Eric said, I need to reach out to a bunch of people. If you guys know anybody, you can reach out to me right now. The email's Tako, Tako, @dynamicdisc.com,
Yep.
and shoot us some things, and you know, we can start a conversation, and maybe we can make it part of the tour.
That'd be so
You know,
cool.
so
Yeah, and comment down below too if you want to see Tako come to your city.
I know
And,
one thing that we want to do is come or go to a lot of the places that you've designed,
Right.
because I think that would be, you know, the dynamic doubles.
Oh,
if,
yeah.
If it's an Eric
And
McCabe
that's-
design course, I feel like that might be something that
And
needs
that
to
was
happen.
something that we had envisioned doing more of. I know we did the one dynamic doubles out at Council Grove, and I know we wanted to do that a lot more. It was just the season happened.
Yeah.
it's just crazy. Like the timing wasn't there, but I'm super excited to see you out on the RV running events. And
disc golf got big like
that brand
really fast.
I'm a decade late.
Yeah.
I'm a decade late.
Yeah, well, we're kind of there.
Gosh,
we're still kind of there.
No, I'm kidding. It's all good. I'm super stoked to be where I'm at and to see it grow. And you know, I made an Instagram post earlier today about the ribbon cutting, and just thinking back over the last, 15 years or whatever it is that I've been with DD, that remembering it starting from the back of an Explorer, like legit starting like one box of discs, like seeing it blossom, grow, explode, expand, however you want to put it, into this insane warehouse. Like it still blows my mind every day when I pull up and see that big dynamic disc sign on the warehouse. It's just like, man, it's like a dream come true. Honestly,
it's nasty cool in here. Like nasty isn't cool, right? But it is so sick in here. Yeah. You walk in here, and if it's your first time, it's really impressive. I was here like
DD fountain.
Yeah, I was here like when it was pretty rough. Like
like this room that
we're too close to the sawdust.
This room that we were in was super rough.
Yes.
Do you even remember that?
Yeah, where I'm sitting was where my temporary desk used to be.
That's right.
Like right here.
Like that's why I said him right there. No, not really. But there used to be a door right there. There used to be insane the amount of effort that has gone into this building with Evergreen putting the offices in. The offices are sick. I mean, it's just the conference room, the patio outside. I mean, we do weekly events for our DD family here. We do a Thirsty Thursdays that we're after hours, like from 4 to 6. We have drinks from the DD brewery and then do games. Whoever's hosting that week, for instance, accounting hosted last week, and they had these piñatas that they were hitting around, and they had food catered. And we're doing that every week to show appreciation to the staff. And I don't think anybody else is really doing that in the sport. I don't see it, at least if they are.
Dude, the deck that you guys have up here where you're ripping frisbees.
Yeah, AJ and I were ripping discs off that.
Dude.
Last 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, whenever that was.
If it doesn't get too crazy cold, I feel like we can have a backdrop.
Yeah.
And we missile a couple shots off the top of there.
Yeah. That's not a bad spot. That's a place that we could actually record an episode.
Yeah.
Up there.
Yeah.
I love it.
Let's convince Jeremy to get a heater back there too. If there's not already.
Well, we could probably get one of those propane ones.
Yes.
I like that. That's cool. So yeah, things are going crazy. Things are exploding. Team related stuff is just blows my mind every day. There's the contracts that are out there right now are just wow. I put these contracts together and I'm like, wait, did I put a comma in the wrong place? What? Is that comma supposed to be a decimal point?
Oh my gosh.
It's insane, guys. I'm telling you now, and it's awesome to see. I thoroughly love it. And, as the news broke yesterday about Eric Oakley, very unfortunate, but I think he's in a better place. I think we're going to be in a better place. I think at the end of the day, it was a business decision at the end of the day for both parties, and good terms. That's the rare part, I think. It's all on good terms, and it's very unfortunate, but they're going to thrive. We're going to thrive, and I'm just excited to see some of the big names. I wish I could tell you about some of the names that we're talking to, some of the players. We're making some moves. Hopefully this off season. I'm not going to get into too many details, but we are announcing a player this week. So just stay tuned to. Obviously, you'll see it through my channels, and stay tuned through DD's channels, because I'm excited about the player that we have releasing this next week.
Oh.
So, good times.
Do we have what day that we can?
I believe we're gonna do this on Friday.
Okay.
On Friday, the whatever day that is. Today's the 9th. So, what is that? 12th. The 12th. Yes. So stay tuned for that. I don't even know when this episode's going to come out. I'm hoping to get it edited and pushed out tomorrow. On Wednesday. So we'll see if I can manage that between some of my other emails I've got going on right now. But
he'll find time.
Yeah, I will. I definitely will. This is easy to edit because we just sit and talk, and I just have to cut and throw it together. So, but no, things are great. Team related stuff, course design stuff for me has been crazy as I kind of alluded to earlier. I was in Colorado Springs last week at Fort Carson Military Base, putting a SIT course there. I worked with Southern California, a course down there that they just kind of wanted me to review what they had put together, you know, and I respect that. So I helped them out, changed up a couple things here and there.
Where was that at?
That was at, it was Central Park in, I think, I don't remember the city. I'd have to look it up. I'll let you know, though.
Okay.
And then I've also been working with, who else have I been working with? My goodness, it's just been so crazy here lately. I'm going to Maine here before too long to put in a course. Be doing a course in close to me, Kansas City area that I'm excited about. So it's just nuts. It really is. Like I said earlier, I wish there was two of me because of how busy I am and how booming the sport is right now. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. There's so much just disc golf blossoming everywhere.
It's COVID. It's the COVID. Indiana was another one that I was just at, and the guys that brought me out there were all COVID disc golfers.
Wow.
You know, and they just started playing, and they had this park, and they wanted to put they got the bug, and they went and played like Idlewild. They went and have seen like Maple Hill, and they wanted me to like kind of put these holes, like a replica hole almost, of cool holes across the country on their one course. And they wanted to fund it and put money into it. So they're going to have like an Idlewild green with like the turf on top and like the landscaping around it, stuff like that. Like maybe an elevated basket, kind of replicate something else. They're going to dig a pond for a hole and make the peninsula hole at Peter Pan on one of their holes. So
that's legit.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that they're going to do that, go that far. And I'm excited
to be a part of that. It's cool.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's kind of where I've been here lately, but it's not slowing down anytime soon for sure. But what else is going on? I mean, I know you've been all over the place too, around here at least. You've been busy with the family and
I actually during my little, so I guess I skipped over a few things. Like I went and helped my mom move from California to Idaho.
Yep. That was a while back though. Right? That was like 6 months ago.
Yeah, that was like one of the first things that I did, like when I wasn't doing anything.
When you transitioned.
When I was transitioning, I was like, I need to go help my mom move. So drove out to Idaho, and no cell phone at this time. So
yeah, you drove from Emporia, Kansas to Idaho?
To Middleton, Idaho.
With no cell phone.
With no cell phone. Just like old school map, like
who is
MapQuest,
this guy?
MapQuest is terrible.
Did you have an atlas, or did you print out MapQuest?
I had I printed out like MapQuest, I think, to like just out like Ogden area, because I passed through Worlds. Oh yeah, I have a story to tell you about that.
I should have sat down I should have gone with you and just sat there.
That would have been so sick.
Sat there in the passenger seat reading.
Yeah, that would have been so sick.
Ahead.
Yeah, I drove the Subaru that I just bought, but I mean, it already has like 260,000 miles on it, but jammed it up there, you know, like
That's
a champ.
awesome.
Yeah, so get there, you know, and then after I get to Idaho, I pick up a trailer and then drive to California where she's moving from, which is another long drive.
A few more hours.
Yeah, and then stay there, help her pack up the house, get her out of the house. We leave, come back, and this is like during Worlds Week.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Which was in Utah.
Yep. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm making it to where I could like leave Sunday and then drive down, like leave Sunday from Idaho, drive down.
So this was July.
Yep.
Right.
So I'm trying to like, I'm like, all right, Mom, I'm leaving. Thank you. I love you.
We're doing this.
You know, I'm out. Boom. Start heading down. And again, no cell phone. So I was like, I'll just get to Ogden area, find like a McDonald's, and then use my cell phone that I have, but it's not just the device for Wi-Fi. And then I'll try to contact my buddy because I was going to meet up with Emerson.
Cool.
Because
Emerson Keith
and Fern, our boy Fern.
What's up,
Fern was on his bag.
Saw Fern at USCGC.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So Fern a guy from New Mexico, awesome guy, Emerson Keith. So all those guys were together. So we're like, okay, I'm gonna drive down and catch these guys last round. I don't make Emerson's last round. I'm like, oh my gosh. I get there and I'm like, okay, I can probably catch final card, right? Last couple holes final card. It's the best time to go. You know, I probably don't have to pay to get in because they're like everybody else's, you know? Yeah, so I'm like jamming through trying to find the course, which was
I've heard that.
Really challenging.
I've heard that was challenging.
Yeah. I stopped at like 2 different McDonald's, try to like get my bearing, figure out where it's at. I finally, you know, weave my way back there, and then I drive like into because there's like a way to like back roads, and then you drive into the park area. And I just see all these people walking out. I was like, dang it, I missed it. Whatever. You know, I'll go back in there and I'll go see if Emerson's closed, because I hadn't gotten a hold of those guys yet, and I'm like, what's happening? Sure. So I got in there, and then I just see all these people walking up, and there's like this super long driveway. So I'm just passing all these people. So I just roll this window and I ask these 2 guys. I'm like, hey, hey, are there any, you know, still top pros over there? Are there any touring pros that are still hanging out up there? They're like, oh no, they all left. You know, they did the award ceremony, so they're gone. And I was like, I don't know if these guys have ever actually been to a disc golf event of this caliber, where they don't just leave after the awards.
Well, especially when you've been there for a week, it's exhausting. It's worlds.
Yeah.
So
it's just like, I'm gonna just chill for a minute. Like I don't have to. So anyways, like I drive.
If you win, you're not leaving that place ever.
I hammer in there. I'm like, whatever. I drive in. I don't have to pay. I pull right into like player parking. I get out and I talk to Bill, who's I think his last name's Newman. Bill Newman.
Yep.
He works for PDGA, and I know Bill decent. And I'm like, hey Bill, what's going on? I was like, you know, he's pulling down feather flags, working. I didn't want to bother him. I was like, hey, I'm like, did I miss anything? And he's like, are you serious? Are you serious, Tako? Are you serious? I'm like, all right, well, hey Bill, it's good to see you. I'll let you get back to work. I don't have a cell phone.
You don't have a cell phone, so you don't know what
clue.
crazy. Yeah,
no
you don't
clue.
have a clue what's going on.
No clue. So, and then finally I see Thomas Gilbert. I was like, Thomas, what's up, dude? I was like, so what's up, man? Are you new world champ? Yeah, and he was like, no. I was like, so who won? And he's like, looking at me like I'm crazy.
Well,
I'm like, Thomas.
Yeah. How could you be there and not know?
He's like, he's like, bro, how do you not? He's like, what do you? I'm like, bro, and then I go through the spiel of me not having any way to kind of check any of that information.
Smoke
signal. And then he just goes, Thomas Gilbert, most excited, the FPO and the MPO is crazy. And so I get the whole.
Oh my goodness.
It was a great explanation. I don't think I'd want it from anybody else but Thomas Gilbert.
No, maybe Calvin.
So Calvin would, you know, because it'd just be like.
Yeah, James threw in a shot and won.
Like just so sad all the time. Like, turn that face upside down and get a smiley face, Calvin.
That's pretty cool. So did you run into Emerson?
I didn't even see him. So I saw Barsby. I was like, what's up, Greg? And then I actually saw James. He like ran out. But dude, there was like a grip load of people still waiting for him after he came out of the pro shop.
Of course.
And they were like all screaming. And then he was able to like get in the parking lot, and I was like, oh, I'll see him later. Man, it was cool. It was legit though. I was like, wow. And then so I finally used somebody's cell phone, call and get a hold of Emerson, and I was like, dude, where are you at?
Funny.
And he's up in the mountains somewhere at some Airbnb. So I finally drive up there and I tell those guys what happened. I was like, thanks for waiting for me, guys. Because they knew I was going to be coming in.
Yeah, right.
But they just spaced it after what happened. I'm like,
well, how could you not? Like, that's just mentally like, so that's where you were. That's all that went down. That's funny.
That's exactly what happened. So yeah, I was like late to the party.
That's hilarious.
I call Carly later when I meet up with them, my wife, and she's like, I got to watch it live. I was about to turn off the TV because
it seemed like it was over.
Yeah, and then she just like, oh, I'll just watch James throw, and she's like, oh, that looks good. And then it just went in, and she said she screamed so loud the girls were like, ran into the living room. Mom, are you okay? Yeah,
that's pretty epic. It's kind of like one of those things. Everybody talks about where were you when James Conrad threw in the shot. You know, if you're a fan of disc golf, if you were watching disc golf at that point, I was. in Alaska at the Meyer Lake Classic. And I'll never forget, Anthony and I were actually hanging out filming a 5K, 10K hole.
Oh.
So he was filming, and people were, you know, hey, my name is whatever, this is whatever, I missed. You know, because that's what people typically do in those situations. Yeah. But I was watching it on my phone because I had a phone, and I was watching this live, and I'm like, okay, I was in the same boat. Like, James is, he's gonna come up just short. That's such a bummer. And then there's guys throwing in front of me, and I'm watching this shot come in, and I'm like. Seeing that shot live, I understand how your wife screamed. It was the hardest thing in the world for me to not just scream myself as somebody's trying to hit a $10,000 ace.
Oh my gosh!
And it was crazy. And I was like, dude, Anthony, holy. And he goes, dude, wait, what? And I'm like, watch this. And then he showed, and he goes, holy. He was just going off too. So I mean, it was one of those situations where it's just like, my goodness, what a cool thing that just happened, and we just watched it like, did it just happen? You know, the situation we were at, we're like, every group that came up, we're like, did you hear? Like, are you guys gonna watch it later? Are you spoiler? You want to know what happened at Worlds? That kind of thing. Some people wanted to know, some people didn't know, so we respected that, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I got to rewatch it at the Airbnb, which it felt like. Still like I was there almost, because I was like standing like where it had just happened.
But to actually be there and hear that eruption,
right?
That excitement, the roar of that crowd just had to be phenomenal.
All those cameras were shaking.
You didn't hear it just pulling in.
I know. I was in the city when that happened.
Yeah.
Driving around.
I need to check the points to see if there was like an earthquake that day. In
oh my gosh, yeah. Just listen out the window. But who would have known?
Yeah. That's
who would have known? So.
Pretty awesome. Well, speaking of Worlds, it's in Emporia, Kansas next year.
Boom.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's something special.
I know a lot of people are, at least some of the comments I've seen online are, oh, Emporia, we're going back to Emporia, blah, blah, blah. Well, here's the thing, guys. Nobody really bid on the Worlds again. And nobody's really putting bids in on the Worlds. And I don't know if they're just nervous to do it because of the bar has been raised so high at this point for this event.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to surpass last year as far as the excitement. And, you know, I heard from people on the ground that the Worlds was just like, oh man, it's rough. I heard a lot of complaining. Yeah. But then James saved the day and threw that shot in, and it all of a sudden became one of the best world championships of all time. Right. You know? So it's very unique on all the dominoes have to fall in the right spot. But, you know, we've been working really hard to make sure that this World Championships is one of the best World Championships that we can deliver. And us as a company, I think that we can really deliver something special. We're going to be using the Country Club. Yep. And a couple tweaks out there, nothing too crazy. We are going to put some new FPO basket placements in and have them throw from most of the long tees. Oh, nice. And the reason behind that, I think, is it just feels like they're out on an island by themselves. You know, when media's there and they're trying to film, and there's a tee in the back with a tent and like flags and everything, and then they're just the concrete strip. Well, you can't dress up the short pad in that much detail because discs will land by it. I mean, it's just there's a whole thing. Yeah. But so obviously we're still gonna have some short pads that are kind of off out of the way, but a couple new pin placements for them. But the Country Club is going to be relatively close to the same as it has been, which I think the Country Club is a fantastic course. I think we're in a great position on that property of. It's not just a bunch of hyzers as you see some people talking online. It's true shape shot golf, and just because you have a cannon does not always mean that you're going to be in contention at the Country Club. Oh my gosh! You've got to be throwing good shots.
I know this 100%.
You got to keep it in bounds, et cetera, et cetera. But I think the one thing that I am most excited about is Jones Park. We talked a little bit about it on Understable Minds, which is the new podcast that Danny, Anthony, and I have been kind of working on and just sitting down and talking. So look for that on all podcast stuff too. But shameless plug there. But anyway, we're doing a new course out at Jones. I've designed an 18-hole beast of a course out there where, you know, the original Jones Gold course was, you know, there's a lot of tweener holes like that's an easy par 4, blah blah blah, which I'm okay with easy par fours on a course. Not all of them, obviously, but a couple of them here and there are fine because eagles are meant to happen.
Yeah.
In golf, they have reachable par fours. Why
Right.
not in disc golf? I'm a firm believer in it. But so how the course used to be laid out was more of a safari course.
Yeah.
Not really like its own standout course. It was its own standout course, as in you and I could go there tomorrow and play the course.
Right.
We can go tomorrow and play Jones East. We could go play Jones West. We could go play Safari if we want because there's not very many people that play at Jones Park. But for me to have it and visualize Jones Park as a blank canvas, more of a blank, do what you want with. Don't worry about playing backwards down a fairway or anything like that, you know? So
Yeah.
being
What
able to go in
fairways,
there
yeah.
and do that is phenomenal and awesome and makes me very excited because some of the shots out there, I've talked to you a little bit about some of the holes, and some of the holes out there are just, I cannot believe that we're there. Like one of the tees is up on top of the hill throwing kind of down to hole, what is that, 10? 10 Jones East. And ever since we put Jones East in, I've wanted to put a tee pad up there.
Well, what's great, I think, too, about the park is, you know, we're able to shut off car access to the park.
And we did that this year.
Exactly.
At Jones.
So it doesn't matter that, you know, there's that road that plays as a river on these holes now. It's just a typical thing, and you don't have to worry about pedestrians. You know, one thing that shocked me when I went to Memorial a few years ago is how many times on a championship level
you're hearing
event, oh my gosh, and then I watched people get hit.
Yeah.
I'm like, someone's going to die out here. There's some old people.
Yeah,
you know, so I think
it's kind of an elderly community, so to speak, but it more so in the morning rounds. I think you have a lot of people walking that fountain, and it's a destination. The Fountain Hills is a destination spot.
It is. It's a nice spot.
People think they're family. I have a picture of me when I was this tall, not have a clue what disc golf is, standing next to that fountain.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah,
it's a nice park.
It is. It's beautiful.
It's legit.
The
nice
water's
disc golf
disgusting,
park too.
but
yeah, you get that weird smell. But either way.
But
so
you're absolutely right.
Jones Gold. I mean, so because when we went out and played the triples, when we got
trips
partnered up, like he's like, this is.
Oh, I was pointing some things out.
I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like so ready for another course to whip my butt.
Same.
Country club still, you know, takes its toll on me.
Same.
You know, and typically it's windy out there, or you have, you know, it's a little windier than I would say other areas in Emporia at times, most of the time.
I would say most times,
yeah. So it's, I mean, when you have wind plus the tight shape of the, you know, there's people that are going to get obese, you know, and that's just kind of how I play golf right now.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it happens. It's all good. But yeah, so that's kind of the exciting thing happening that we're kind of looking at doing. And doing some elevated tees, baskets, and everything. And I'm probably not supposed to give too many details on this, but
sorry,
you're going to find out really soon because we're starting construction on this relatively quick.
Oh yeah,
I think so.
Has to be, right?
Yeah, we want it in the ground for the dynamic discs open, so we can play it and then tweak anything that we need to tweak between then and Worlds, which is at the end of August.
Nice.
So,
okay,
pretty cool. I'm excited. I can't wait to get it in because I want to go play it. And of course, the second it's in the ground, I'm making a video of us playing it.
He invited me just now. Did you guys?
I did.
That?
Us. I said
I want to
us.
go.
I said us. We gotta do it. So bad. I mean, we've done an EMAC Truth or EMAC challenge at every course so far. Why not this new one?
Yeah, I'm down. I'm ready to rip. I threw your. So I lost both of the Lucid X trespasses that Eric gave me. And he gave me another one. And hole 17 at Jones West, I smushed on that disc with probably 15-mile-an-hour headwind like it usually does. But he gave me a new one. It's like 172, pop top. I smush on it, and this thing goes, and I'm down by past the shortest pin placement, and then down into the ditch.
Yep.
Like. Never been that far down that fairway in my life. But now it's because I got another one of those discs back in my bag.
Love it.
Changed the run up, and that disc is just money with the new run up. So
yeah, and I really want to get I really want to do a run next year of Fusion X trespasses because I had a chance to throw Erica Stinchcomb's TPX swords.
TPX sword.
And holy cow.
So do you have your EMAC Truth? Fusion X EMAC Truth. Are those gone or are those out yet?
They are. We have them available at dynamicdiscs.com. They've sold out through wholesale, but we do have them at dynamicdiscs.com still.
Yeah, because you threw one the other day.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, when we played Freedom Fest.
And I was like, wow.
Beef.
It was beef.
Beef, and they got some dome to them, and I knew it'd be overstable. I just didn't know it'd be that overstable. But
I mean, I think it's still good.
Oh, I do too. It's going to beat into something just fantastic.
It felt so good.
Yeah, it's got a nice nice stiff kind of outer rim, and then the middle of it's a little softer, and it's got a lot of dome to it. So obviously, and it's like the Lucid X ones. Those are pretty overstable, but I think this Fusion X one is the most overstable.
That'd be interesting. How many throws do you have with that?
That particular one, 2. You saw them both.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say, I was like, because I don't know that much about that plastic, so I'm wondering like what the.
It's brand new. I mean, I've got those white and black ones that I released last year at the GBO. Last year was it?
I feel like they didn't.
Or 2 years ago?
They don't look the same though. Like,
No. They absolutely don't. They didn't have as much dome to them.
Okay.
Have a little bit of a different feel to them as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but they're pretty solid. Yeah. I've got one with your name on it. I got one I'll give you.
Dude.
When we're done recording here, I'll run up to my office. I've got a few of them.
I like it. I saw a bunch in there.
Yeah.
I walked by the other day. I was like, what are those?
What are those?
One piece of candy. Are these doors locked?
Piece of candy.
Yeah, right.
Piece of candy.
It was right by Halloween.
Yeah.
I should have just.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So, well, I think that's about all that I kind of wanted to touch base on.
Yeah.
Talk to you about, and so you're going to be out on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much full time. Now you're going to have the RV back in Emporia for the Dynamic Discs Open, for the World Championships.
Right.
And
possibly Hand-Eye Supply Classic.
Okay. A couple of the other maybe bigger staple events. I mean, I don't think it's that necessary. I think for the other 2 events, I think it's pretty important to have the RV here. But
I'll definitely be back in town during.
But yeah,
those
you'll
times.
be back through, and maybe even crossing through town. But are you going to have like an Instagram page or a Facebook page or anything like that people can follow?
Yeah, good call. So like right now, since we're in like the beginning processes of it, we thought of like a name like together as a family. Actually, Lily thought of the name.
Cute.
So, and Lily's the youngest.
Lily Pad, as I call her.
Yeah, she's adorable. She took score for us.
She did.
For all 18
for the
holes
entire 18-hole round
at the Freedom Fest.
Freedom Fest.
So that was really cool. But yeah, so it's the hashtag, not hashtag, but the Instagram tag is going to be Faithful DG Family. So Faithful DG Family.
Are you going to do any underscores or anything like that? If you search that in Instagram, you'll find it.
Yeah. And I think, I'm trying to remember, if you just like type in Shintaku, my last name, SHINTAKU, that one should pop up. Like it should propagate.
Yes, it does.
To like.
It does. Or Tako. I think if you just do Tako, it also, you'll find it.
I don't know about the Tako one, because I have Tako Shintaku, which is another one.
Gotcha.
That I'll still use probably occasionally, but I think
you can find the link through there. I'm sure he'll make a post and share it and tag it and all that. So it won't be that hard to find. But if you want to, and you want him to run an event and his family to run an event, Tako at dynamicdiscs.com.
Yep,
right?
that'd probably be that would probably be like one of the best ways to reach out. And then obviously, I love talking on the phone to people. I love talking to people. So ideally, I think once we make that first connection, we talk on the phone, then we figure out what's the best way that we can, make something happen. Because it's just going to be, we want to. I think our main goal is just to, real quick to finish up.
Absolutely,
I'm going to take maybe 5, 10, 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
The floor is yours.
So I think one of the main things too that we want to try to like promote going out with the name Faithful DG Family, Faithful Disc Golf Family is a lot of the people that I hang out with now, a lot of my really good friends, I met through disc golf.
Yep.
And a lot of times, when I'm talking to people that don't know the friends that I have in disc golf, you know, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go hang out with my disc golf family today at the course.
Yep.
You know, and I feel like a lot, you and I, we met through disc golf, and, you know,
Yep.
we have a great relationship, I feel like, and there's plenty of other people that this sport has really connected on a level. And now I feel like because of what's happened with the sport and its popularity, now more families, like actual families.
Yep.
So for us, it's kind of like a really fitting name. And, you know, faithful, we're faithful family, we're faithful to each other, we're faithful to God. And then we're faithful to disc golf and, you know, the disc golf family. So all these things kind of tie in. And I think we're also in friendships and in life, you know, you want to be faithful to your friends. You want to be faithful
Sure.
to those friends who are considered family.
Absolutely.
A lot of times our friends are our family. You know, we look at our families and we're like, ugh. We look at our friends, we're like, I'm going to hang out with you.
Yeah.
100% of the time, you know. So that's just something I kind of wanted to touch base on.
I love it. I think it's great. I can't wait to see the success, especially right now that nobody's really doing anything like that. I mean, we have our RV drivers out on the road with Jay Ray and Ty Searles out there doing some things, and even Steve-O, obviously, that crew down in Texas, Matt Lloyd, Everett, Steel City, those guys are killing it as well. We got so many people out there doing things, but not at the level and area that you're going to be doing it. Like, it's really nonstop, right? I mean, it's really just there's nowhere you're not going to go, right? In the lower 48, I would say.
Yeah, I think we're going to do our best to try to hit all the states that you know, make sense.
Yeah.
Doing it all in 1 year, that would be, I think, a great goal.
When do you leave? What the game plan?
The game plan right now, we're kind of wanting to launch, like around December 15th, try to get on the road and make sure that.
So you have a little over a month.
That's like a little over a month.
And which way you headed? West?
We're going southwest first.
Southwest, okay.
More than likely heading more towards Arizona.
Okay.
Just to stay a little bit warmer so we don't have to weatherize the RV.
The RV, makes sense.
So that's why we're kind of leaving and it's happening sooner. Because if we wait, then the RV gets weatherized, and then you kind of gotta, you know, mess around with it.
There's a lot more that goes into it.
Yeah, sure. So we're excited. Now it's like
for you.
It's like defrag mode at my house.
Yeah.
Like, get rid of stuff immediately.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do with the house? Are you gonna rent it out, sell it?
We're gonna have we're gonna rent it out. We're gonna make sure that kind of somebody's in there taking care of it. It's people that we know.
Oh, so you've already got somebody planned.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh my gosh, so exciting.
You're about a month away.
Yep. I'm like not even that nervous, like at all.
Nah, it'll be fine. You guys, you know what you're doing. You're gonna kill it. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
But between now and then, we got to get a couples doubles round in.
Oh my gosh, we're so down. Like, I know Carly, like really, really has been missing some of that.
Oh yeah.
Because we haven't been playing enough disc golf together. So.
Well, we played this last week, and she killed it. She played well. We should have filmed that round. We should have had Dee come out for that. And
oh, it was okay.
Yeah.
There was we had some, you know, I enjoyed just the casual.
I did too.
Casual setting
I did too. Just the casual. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So.
You like ace ran every single basket with the same disc.
Yeah, the EMAC Judge.
Just EMAC Judge every single time.
All day. Such a good frisbee. Go pick one up.
Oh, please do.
Pick him up on his RV, out on the road. Go check him out. It's going to be awesome. So, Tako, thanks again for taking time out of your evening at this point to come over and do this.
Anytime.
Hoping to maybe get one or two more of these done before you leave.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
We'll have more details for you guys and all that fun stuff. And then when you're on the road, when you're coming back, if I'm ever in your area, let's sit down and do something that way too. But yeah, I'll put all your stuff in the. I'll do some stuff throughout the episode so people can see it, and I'll put it on the audio podcast as well, so people know where to find you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.